So I remember from our last episode that I asked the question to you guys, why hasn't Myles Garrett already had 10 sacks in the season? About 5 sacks per game. And man, what a prediction there. Myles must have been listening to the podcast. 4.5 sacks, a Browns record for Myles Garrett. Incredible performance against the Bears. Browns get the win, and it's on to Minnesota. Big game this weekend. Will the defense perform like they did against a very good Vikings offense? Drew, how do you think this is going to play out this weekend?
Yeah, man. First of all, Mr. Premonition last week. We'll get to the picks later, but my goodness, it's like you willed it into existence, and there it was. So, what I think is going to play out this week? I think we're facing a much stronger opponent offensively. I think they're going to have a much better game plan. They're not going to leave the left tackle on an island to deal with one Myles Garrett the entire time. So I think the rest of the defense is going to have to step up. He's still going to have to be good to very good, but he is pretty much all the time. So I don't worry about Myles, but the rest of the defense is going to have to play as good as they did last week, and I think that's very much capable for all of them. But this is a pretty good squad. So just a couple things here for you. So there's 2 quarterbacks who have graded above 80 according to PFF in each game this season. And so if you look at those players, it's Tom Brady and Kirk Cousins, and that's it, right? Like we sort of rag on Cousins here and there, not we, but like the royal we people. But he's had a great season thus far, and they're going to have to really come to play against him. The other really big thing I'm looking at is Dalvin Cook. He was unable to play last week, but his replacement is Alexander Mattison. He ran for 115 yards, which was second most in the league in week 3. So they have a very capable backup to him, but definitely something that bears watching. If Dalvin Cook is unable to go, I think that would be extremely helpful for the good guys next week.
All right, well, sound the alarm. Kirk Cousins is having a good year here. Eric, let's look at the other side of the ball. Browns might have a little bit more of an advantage. How's this offense going to fare against the Vikings?
Well, I hope they're going to and expect them to kind of get back on track. And by back on track is seeing the end zone more. And not that I'm going to complain by making 57-yard field goals, but settling for field goals. Hopefully we convert those 4 field goals into at least 2 of those touchdowns this week. But obviously the Vikings have a very good defensive front, not as good as the Bears, but you still have to watch out for Danielle Hunter. But I think despite Jed Will still trying to get around with 1.5 ankles, I still think we should have a better push up front against the defensive front that we had seen last week. So I think that should lead to more manageable situations, whether that's 2nd and 5 or 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, then because there were a lot of 2nd and 3rd and longs that we kind of had to deal with last week. Unfortunately, we have the talent to get through, but it would just be nice and easy just to give the ball off to Chubb or Hunt in those situations. I really think our offense has a lot of different areas they could go in this game, and I think we can be more two-dimensional as we were kind of using the run as necessary. And, in this situation, we're going to be going both ways. So you see what the Vikings had been giving up in past games, 20, 30 points a game. And so I really like our offense in this situation. We're indoors. We're in the artificial surface. I can't wait to see what, some of the speedy guys on the outside do for this team.
So former Brown Greg Joseph is kicking for the Vikings. He blew a game winner against the Cardinals, so Vikings record could be even better than that. Vikings have the 28th ranked defense as far as yards per game go. So I say it pretty much every week, but I think this might be the week that Baker is going to open it up, have some big stats, really look for Baker to have some, best game of the season here against the Vikings.